Taehyung explained that it was Jungkook who came up with the idea of wearing the military uniform to New York, not him as many had thought. This news caused a great stir among those who follow their story, especially because it reveals a meaningful gesture between them. The military uniform represents a very difficult period in their lives, when they had to separate to fulfill their mandatory military service in Korea. During that time, they both missed each other a lot, and this video demonstrates how they maintained their connection despite the distance. Jungkook's decision to wear the uniform shows how important it is for him to share that experience with Taehyung. Many people vividly remember when Jungkook complained during Taehyung's livestream, saying that his Taehyung would have to go to military service. At that moment, Jungkook showed how difficult it was for him to accept that they would be separated for so long. It's special that someone like Jungkook, who doesn't usually talk much about certain moments in his life, decided to wear his military uniform to record this video with Taehyung. This gesture goes beyond a simple video, as it demonstrates how much he values sharing these important moments with him. The uniform represents a difficult period, but by wearing it together, they transformed it into a symbol of their bond. The video they recorded in military uniforms has a very deep meaning that goes beyond what we can see at first glance. It's not just a casual video, but a way of showing that their relationship is very strong and that nothing can truly separate them. Taehyung and Jungkook have demonstrated many times that, even though they are physically apart, their feelings remain just as strong. This video in uniform is further proof of that special connection they have, which is unbroken by distance or time. For many people, this kind of gesture demonstrates how special their bond is and how much they care for each other. The relationship between Taehyung and Jungkook has overcome many challenges over time, and their military service was one of the biggest. Despite being separated, they found ways to stay connected and prove that their bond is very strong. The military uniform, which could have been just a reminder of a difficult time, became a symbol of their love and unity. These kinds of gestures demonstrate how they transform challenging moments into opportunities to strengthen their relationship. For those who follow their story, these details are very important because they reveal the depth of their feelings. Taehyung and Jungkook seem to be keeping the military uniform for a special purpose, waiting for the right moment to give it a deeper meaning. That moment arrived with the swim project, which perfectly represents their journey together. As if swimming through the waters of life, they have faced difficult times and also enjoyed peaceful moments, always remaining united. The video with the uniform isn't the end of their story, but rather another important part of their relationship that shows how they evolved together. This ability to find special meaning in shared objects and moments is a very characteristic trait of theirs. When I say it's pointless to argue with people who have unfounded theories and that the truth always comes out in the end, I mean it. The new digital photo cards that Netflix released today show TAEKOOK in a very special way. In the official BTS photo, Taehyung and Jungkook are wearing the exact same clothes they wore in that photo of J-Hope holding hands. I remember perfectly how many people said at the time that they were just promoting J-Hope's brand because they were wearing identical jackets. I found this very curious then, and it seems even stranger now after seeing this new photo. The reality is that TAEKOOK wore the same jackets because they wanted to, not for any commercial promotion. Once again, the truth shows that TAEKOOK are very much in love, they are soulmates, and they form a real couple who never miss an opportunity to show it to the world. The choice of identical jackets was a conscious decision on their part, not something casual or imposed for marketing reasons. Taehyung and Jungkook look truly beautiful in these pictures, and it's clear that many people appreciate them for their authenticity. Sometimes I wonder when some people who constantly criticize Jungkook and Taehyung will learn to keep their opinions to themselves and accept reality. I've never understood why they oppose TAEKOOK's relationship when they themselves are communicating in every way possible that they are a couple, something anyone can see if they look closely. Be that as it may, I'm glad that the truth always prevails in the end. Their intertwined hands in these photos say it all, they communicate more than any words could ever express. Jungkook has shown very clearly in a very short time who the most important person in his life is through these gestures. His actions represent a direct response to those who try to deny or minimize the nature of their relationship. By displaying this connection so openly, Jungkook is not only sharing an intimate moment with Taehyung but also making it very clear what he values and considers true in his life. This act of sincerity is precisely what bothers those who prefer to maintain other narratives more convenient to their own interests. The power of these images lies in their naturalness and the spontaneity of a captured moment that speaks for itself. The impact of these images goes far beyond the aesthetic, representing a confirmation for those who have followed their story with attention and respect. Jungkook has given a clear answer to those who hold unfounded ideas about their relationship, offering instead an authentic gift that reflects his inner truth. This revelation doesn't seek to compete with other interpretations, but simply to present itself as what it is, a genuine manifestation of real feelings. Taehyung and Jungkook don't need to justify their gestures or explain their decisions. The connection they share is evident in every glance exchanged, every physical touch, and every deliberate choice to be together. These kinds of moments demonstrate that their bond isn't based on external conveniences, but rather stems from a deep and authentic connection. TAEKOOK's story is an example of a love that transcends the ordinary, a connection that seems destined to last forever. Their relationship doesn't follow the rules we typically see in other couples, but rather forges its own path with its own rules and meanings. What many people observe between them isn't just a friendship, but something much deeper that can hardly be described with simple words. This perception adds to what many fans have noticed for years. Jungkook and Taehyung have a special way of looking at each other, of searching for one another with their eyes, of communicating without saying a word. This form of visual connection is unique to them and has become one of the clearest signs of their special bond. What's interesting is that this connection remains the same regardless of whether there are cameras recording or many people around. They continue with the same naturalness, as if they were alone in their own world. That tranquility in their gestures demonstrates something important. It's not something fake or meant to fulfill some expectation, it simply happens naturally. Jungkook doesn't behave this way with anyone else, and that's a detail many people have noticed and that's impossible to ignore. This exclusivity in their interactions is clear proof that what they have between them is unique and different from their other relationships. Their mutual behavior is consistent over time, reinforcing the idea that their connection is genuine. The gestures between Taehyung and Jungkook form a special language that only they seem to fully understand. These gestures aren't performances for public consumption, but real manifestations of an affection that flows naturally between them. The way they look at each other, approach each other, or protect each other without words demonstrates a comfort and trust that only develops with a lot of time spent together. This naturalness in their behavior is the most revealing thing, because it shows that they aren't pretending or trying to be something they're not. Their interactions happen spontaneously because they are an intrinsic part of their relationship, something they have built day by day through shared experiences and meaningful moments. Taehyung and Jungkook have developed such a unique communication system that it could be considered a language in itself. This code is evident not only in their glances and gestures but also in the decisions they make together, which reflect a shared way of thinking. Their relationship doesn't need labels or external definitions because it's clearly displayed through their everyday actions. The decisions they share, from the simplest to the most important, demonstrate a connection that transcends words. This ability to understand each other without speaking is what has allowed their relationship to grow and strengthen despite external pressures and differing opinions. What many observers notice is that Jungkook and Taehyung have a special way of finding each other with their eyes in crowds. This gesture isn't planned, it happens naturally, as if an invisible connection guides them. When they're at events or gatherings with many people, they always seem to know where the other is, and their eyes meet effortlessly. This ability to find each other visually in crowds is something they've perfected over time and demonstrates the depth of their bond. It's not something they can consciously control, it happens instinctively, as if their eyes know exactly where to find each other without them actively searching.